Is this not the most wonderful little vignette? I've got my sweet peas to the right of me. I've got wonderful little bits and pieces for my kitchen. It's just the artwork. I love this little vignette so much. Sorry, it's Friday and today is spring install day, and I really don't think that there is any day more optimistic, more hope-filled, more wonderful, more exciting than this day. And it is extra special this year because I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but Mr. Millen Gordon is going to be joining us for the spring install. I think I might have converted him and his little heart to an evergreen heart. I think he had so much fun with all of the stuff that we did when we were foraging at the beginning of the year. I think he's kind of wanting to get himself involved a little bit more with these things. And I'm not someone that's ever going to like force someone to do something like that. I always hope, and I think it's the same with my videos, I want to like show people. Rather than tell people, I want to show people how to live a lovely life or change their thoughts or whatever. And I think that Ali has sat front row at all of the things that I've learned over the years and the things that I've started to practice, the things that I started doing unconsciously, because these spring installs was such an unconscious thing that I started. I just wanted my home to look lovely on a superficial level to begin with. I just wanted to make it look very, very beautiful all the time. And now I actually do this more. It's almost like a self-care thing. Dressing my home in this way gives me a sense of renewal, a sense of hope, a sense of joy. I enjoy the potting up process. I enjoy the time that I get to spend with Gemma. And now I'm going to enjoy the time that I get to spend with my husband as well. I enjoy being able to help a business like Hello Petal because I think what Gemma does is fantastic and I think Gemma is fantastic. And so it's one of those things that I'm like, even though today doesn't feel particularly spring-like, I have to be honest, the sun is trying to come through. At the moment in England, it's like, it's just been a very, very thick layer of cloud. This is, you can see the breaks in the cloud a little bit. And so you might look, right now, the sun is trying its most to come through and let us feel its presence. But unfortunately, it's just one of those days. It's quite windy out there, but it's the perfect spring day. It doesn't quite know what it's doing, and I'm totally okay with that. So Gemma will be arriving soon. If you watched my last video, you would have seen that I had just put the sourdough into the oven. It is in the oven now, and I will have to update you on how that goes. But today we're doing the big install. It is basically going to be packing down everything for winter. So the pieces that we foraged are going to be sadly popped away or even burnt for mulch in the garden. We're going to be taking the garland over the cooker. We're going to be doing new pots, really having a wonderful extravaganza in the home. And what fills my heart with so much joy is seeing how many other people now do this, because it's a strange thing to live your life and not know you're doing things when you're doing them, and then seeing other people going, oh, I like the look of that, and then them starting doing it as well. It's a little bit of joy that you get to spread, and you don't really, you can often wonder if you're ever sort of doing anything good in this career. And whilst I try my best to be a good person, but also support as many charities as I possibly can, sometimes you want to see like the tangible impact, and just seeing how many people now get their pots, dress their home, even if it's just one pot. I think that's the thing that I don't think you realise. If you've never purchased anything from Gemma before, I just want you to know that if you just purchase one kit and just one pot for your kitchen or something like that, or for your downstairs loo, or for your bedroom, or whatever it is, your living room, one place that you just want to add a little bit of joy, I think try it. You don't even have to do it with Gemma if you don't want to. You might have a pot lying around. You could go and grab something from the garden, whatever. But I think once you do it and you experience it and you really pay attention to how you feel when you do it, when it's there, every time you see it, the fruits of your labour, that was a Gemma. That's when you start joining, all right, Porter, Gemma, yes, yes, yes. That's when you start joining the dots of how things in life make you feel. I'm gonna stop the video there. I'm gonna greet Gemma and I'm gonna help her bring all of the bits and pieces in so that we can start spring install. It was in actual fact not Gemma, it was the post lady. So a few little bits of post arriving, but the sun, you can see the sun, look, you can see it on my face there. Oh, the moment that it comes through, you're just like, that is what optimism is all about. But yes, I will link all of Gemma's bits and pieces in the description box down below. She does lots of different things. She does wedding flowers, she does the pot kits, she does wreath kits. We're going to be doing a wreath today as well. And we're doing the whole shebang, dressing the living room, the kitchen, the hallway. I think we might even be doing the terrace a little bit as well, although it may not be the day for that, but we'll get them potted up and in situ anyway. I basically decided after I went to Burford that day that I wanted to add magnolia branches. I'm gonna ask Gemma if I'm gonna be able to reorder them, because I think it's gonna be something that I keep wanting to have in the house. But this is so exciting. This is such an exciting day, and I can't believe it's finally here. I feel like I've been putting this off for such a long time because it's so easy to really want to like race forward to spring, but I've tried my best to embrace midwinter and enjoy it, and I think I've done a really good job this year. Gemma's here. The sun is out and we are about to start the pack down. So this garland is going to go, these foraged flowers that we did where we live, and the foraged flowers in here, and we're going to do a big pot up in the greenhouse, which is going to be lovely to spend some time out there. I'm going to light the fire and it's going to be wonderful. Gemma is bringing in the foliage. Oh, it looks so pretty.
So it's the wreath stuff.
Oh wow, yes. Oh gosh, yeah. How exciting.
Wreath as well.
Good. Porty, it's not for sausage dogs. Porty, off. You've had your time in the spotlight of foraging in things that are not for you. Oh wow, that looks really nice. So I showed you my inspiration images for the wreath, and Gemma is not convinced. I think you're gonna love it, and I've got just the little pots. I think it's cute. Cute is spring. The look of horror. The look. I think Gemma's next to the Aston Martin. She's like, I've got to carry all of this stuff past here. No, I think that will be lovely. I love that.
Yeah.
But also,
it's not cute though, is it?
Well, it's rustic.
It's rustic.
But I think for a little pop of colour in the spring wreath.
Yeah. But we don't need pots.
I think we should just give it a go.
We'll give it a go.
Gemma has just told me that I'm going to love this, so I think she's coming in with the magnolia that I requested. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. That looks fantastic.
And they probably will open.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think closed.
I love them. Can you sell these?
Yeah, I did a couple of years ago actually. Yeah, I think.
Because I would buy repeat ones.
It's just
of these.
It's just the packaging more than anything, because those are a metre.
Yeah.
I've got some 60 centimetres coming as well.
Hello, Lummy. Coming to join the girls. Right through the centre. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be. Yeah, so that would be really lovely for like here.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, and some little pots and things like that around it. And then the other one, yeah, because I mean, obviously you could do the 60 centimetre one, but if I can I buy more throughout the spring so that I can have, so that when it's no longer like doing whatever.
It will literally stay like that.
Oh.
Unless it's got water. Those are just buds that then will dry. Will just stay.
Well, I might try and see if I can get some of them to bloom this time, and then I'll just buy some. If I can buy more from you, that's amazing. So we're just stood here and we're setting up to do a wreath making little extravaganza in the kitchen. And we're getting the quail's eggs into a bowl, and Ali picks up one of the quail.
How did they get the quail out of that?
That's exactly what he said. Okay, how did they get?
A tiny little hole for a quail to fit through.
Are you joking?
He's
I feel like the place lost a bit of respect for you.
I hadn't thought.
And like honestly, it's a good job you're beautiful.
Yeah, it really is, Ellie.
And also, can we show the outfit?
I was just about to say, it's a good job you know how to dress like your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, my love, show them the outfit.
So I just want to say, I got dressed first this morning.
No, you didn't, Gemma. You can attest to that.
You didn't.
So he took the roll neck off.
Yeah, because when she put hers on, I was like, come on.
He walked downstairs. He's like, "Is that a burgundy belt you're wearing?" And I was like, "No, it's brown." He's like, "I've got one of them." But we are setting up to, oh, are you showing the outfit? Yes, wonderful, wonderful outfit, backlit that you can't see. Also, what's going on with your belt buckle? There we go.
So absolutely work, things get moved.
Yes, so Ali is wearing the men's equivalent of my outfit. Those trousers are very nice. Where are they from? I thought they were going to be there. Anyway, we are setting up for wreath making, and this is the wreath that we're going to make. Now, I have been suggesting putting little pots in just to make a feature out of it. I do think this is very lovely, though. It is very, very lovely. It looks very, very spring-like, and look at that sunshine. Oh. What is this?
That's flaspy, and it's probably not your tone.
Flaspy.
You're correct there.
It's very flaspy. Fandavidosi.
Right.
Let's just make it look
Yeah,
better.
just make it a bit better, yeah?
All I want to do is do it. Pick up, pick up. All I want to do is do it.
So unlike you.
Have you seen that David Walliams and Matt Lucas have started a podcast?
Yes.
And it's so funny, the opening thing is like, I thought you were cancelled.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I thought you were cancelled. He's like, no, when you're cancelled twice, it doesn't mean you're cancelled anymore. I was like, hard relate.
Okay.
Contenders, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready?
Okay. Right, okay. So, and I'm just going to take you through it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, we get our binding wire and we bind it onto the wreath ring. So you're starting off by wrapping it round a few times to sort of cast on, and then you're going over and under
All the way around.
all the way around in like a zigzag kind of. Oh. Is it all coming back to you?
It's all coming back, it's all coming back to me now.
Okay, and then we're going in with the moss.
I'm really impressed with your speed and agility.
Yeah,
Don't
fucking
you like
hell.
that?
Yeah.
I've got a
Quickest
lot.
gift for you is Ellie.
That's the speed we need.
Okay, sorry, I'm going.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also being filmed, so I was trying to look
No,
good.
this looks good. People like speed and agility. They don't want to sit around and watch you slowly wrap up.
I don't think we should
Copper
invite
ring.
him again.
Well, that is very tight.
I know, that's why I
I
asked.
said reasonably spaced out. But-
What does that
So
mean?
the zigzag is spaced out, but it's tight.
Well, too late now.
Well, you should remember from Christmas.
I can't remember.
It's because you were drunk again.
Drunk on life.
Okay, so now you're going to take your sphagnum moss in clumps, lay it on top of your binding wire zigzags, and then carry on binding round.
Don't even think about moaning at me.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't. Just going to say how slow you are.
Yeah. I'm making it chunky. I like them big.
I like it big.
I like them round. I like them chunky. Right, what do I do now?
Okay, now we're going to start to cut up all the foliages. Okay, so let's cut down the pistachio. We're going to cut down all the individual foliages and put them in piles,
Okay.
and then that will make it really easy when we start to put our posies together. It creates quite a nice body. It's quite sort of full.
So are you
So
thinking
you're
about
kind of looking at,
like that?
yeah, and then pop it in a pile. Further
Now
speed.
cooking with gas.
Now we've got the big guns in.
Oh, yeah.
And now we'll move on to the sporum. So for that one, you take it sort of there.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
you've got more than one piece.
The amount of wreath classes that Lydia's done, I'm amazed.
What,
this
in
isn't-
the last 4 years? Because
Yeah.
these are these.
I've done many wreath classes, but I did lots of them before lockdown, and before lockdown I really wasn't that interested.
You hadn't met me before lockdown.
No, and I wasn't doing house stuff.
Wow. Enter Gemma.
Enter Gemma.
Right, let's go.
Enter the dragon. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, try not to get upset, but this is eucalyptus.
Yeah, but I like that.
Yeah, you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that
Because
eucalyptus.
it's not like
It's not like,
Mediterranean-y.
No.
No. So this is Eucalyptus parvifolia. Okay, right. Let's go on to the Ralphie. Right. Okay, let's go philosophy now.
philosophy.
So, We now need to take little sections of all of our pearls and then create a little posy to then bind to the wreath. And then if you remember from Christmas, we're going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Just make sure when you're binding, you're binding really tight.
Yeah.
And like nothing's gonna break. Yeah. Just because otherwise it's gonna all fall off.
So we're doing little posies of all the different foliage.
Yeah. So as you'll see though, there's less of those because that's just a little touch of white. There's probably enough for 1 or 2 of those in each posy. That there's plenty of. This there's plenty of. Plenty little touches.
Okay, so what we're going to want to do is get a posy and like add 1 touch of white, then leave it out from a posy maybe.
Yeah.
And then put it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've obviously got loads of bulbs going in at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you feel like, oh, there's a gap, there won't be.
Okay.
Because we'll fill it with the bulbs.
It's a living wreath.
It is a living wreath. And then you can plant them in the garden.
Say hello. What's the matter?
I'm just going to put one of those on.
Say hello.
Like that. And these ones go at the front, on the top.
Mummy,
Which ones?
why are you not getting involved with the
girl?
girls? You don't want to be there, do you?
This. This. So, twist it like that so it goes to 12 o'clock.
No.
No?
That needs to be your new 9 o'clock.
Okay. And I can cut these down, can't I?
Yeah, you can cut that bits off, yeah. Let that down, and then we're twisting again. So our binding wire
It's always at 9
9
o'clock.
o'clock.
Okay, perfect. Right, let's go.
Let's go. What
I
did you
look
think
like
it
a big
was?
ant.
So you're okay with spiders now, but it's the ant.
It's just not on me. It can never be on me.
Professional.
I think I've ruined this a bit.
Look, okay.
Missed a bit there.
But we can just put bulbs there or moss. So, if you break up your bulbs, like literally you can be brutal. Break them up, and then you literally stick a wire up the top.
That's a good idea. I'm sorry, I think I've done a really good job
That's
there.
amazing. Really
did that.
good. Just
Yeah.
You're kind of going
Around in the same direction.
yeah,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And see if you can feel. I can't feel it behind, so it won't scratch the door.
Okay.
So you kind of and then
Keeping it the same direction
yeah, in the
as
same direction.
Okay. So this is the wreath that Gemma has made for me because I like things a little bit twiggy and woody because there is still so much of that outside. It's got bulbs in it as well, which means that it's going to be really reflective of what's happening outside. However, the kit that we have just made is a lot more luscious and green, which is definitely, now that it's warming up, going to be seen much more outside. And what I would say is when you get your kit, it comes with the bulbs like this, which for me, I want it like this. I don't want it to look further ahead than the rest of the garden. I want this to bloom as the garden blooms. And I just love the way that bulbs look. They just look so rustic and they add that really lovely countryside feel that I think myself and a lot of my audience really, really enjoys. So I'll link to the kits down below because they're so much fun. Like, think about it this way. If you're thinking about doing something with your team at work or something, you want to do a bit of bonding or whatever, if you were to buy 5 of these kits and do it when you've got an opportunity or wherever you've got an opportunity, it's such a fun and productive way, and your team leave with something tangible that makes them kind of feel like they've done something really good and gets them excited for the next season. So it's a massive win-win-win. So we're just going to finish up in here and then we're going to move on to packing down the house and potting up. Now we are ready to start actually dressing the house, and I've got my beautiful mossy green apron on, ready to go, and Ali has his on as well. He's got the half apron. These are both pure linen. I think that's really good. You look like you work at the Bull at Charlbury.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they all have like not that colour.
And they quite have brown trousers, isn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, that's a really nice look. I like that.
It's a good look. Strong look.
Very good, and also helpful to have, but also such beautiful material. So I'll link these down below. But now it's time. Barclay, do you think you're leaving home? Do you think you're leaving home, my love? I think you should probably get back in the house.
Dumbo is.
Are you okay, my boy? Ali is now removing the garland.
First things first, you always remove things that are very valuable.
I have to be honest. Oh, this feels like it's going to be a cleansing. Oh, this needs to come out as well. Oh, it feels so empty. Winter has left the kitchen, which is incredibly exciting. And we have said goodbye to our favourite arrangement ever, I think, in that corner. I absolutely loved it. We're having a big leaf clean of everything and just a sort out. Let's head into the greenhouse and start potting. We have our audience here doing all of the hard work.
Oh, monsieurs.
Yes, Monsieur Sausage. Madame is supervising. You happy cat.
You may strike me.
The chickens are very kindly modelling our woodland for us. As you can see, the carpet of snowdrops are out in full force. Snowdrop is loving it herself. So what we have opted for is majority snowdrops, and the wonderful thing is that as the snowdrops fade in the landscape around wherever it is you may live, if you are lucky enough to have them, you can then swap out those bulbs for the next flowering bulb. You can pop some tulips or muscari or hyacinth or narcissi, and you have all of the different options with these pots, and you can buy refill pots from Hello Petal. You can obviously pick things up yourself, but I'm always going to support Gemma's business because I think what she does is so wonderful. And it's really great if you don't have the time to pop to the garden centre, buy everything you need, and it means that everything is delivered to your door ready to go. And I think that's, for me, as someone who is time poor, the real sort of joy about this is that it all comes ready to go, and it's such a fun thing to do with kids, with partners. It's just wonderful. Gemma has a plan of action for the potting, which I'm very happy about because it's made this so much easier to like do. And what we're going to do is pot up everything and then put it in situ. So what are we looking at right now?
So, tablescape, living room,
Yeah.
dressing room.
Which ones?
So I'm thinking tablescape, sort of the little Didier one.
Yeah.
With a few different heights.
Yeah.
And then with like moss and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And some bud vases. And then kitchen island.
Yeah,
as well.
love that.
Love that. It's like, I
Yeah.
love the flutedness. And then...
I love that you called it fluting. I would have gone for ribbed.
Well, I just didn't want to use that word.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
Very ribbed.
For your added pleasure.
Dressing room, one of those. And then I thought we'd do an extra one just in case.
Wonderful.
Something.
Yes, okay. Well, and when we put these in situ, it then gives us a really good idea of what we may need to do on top.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Let's do this.
We're putting this into here, yeah?
Yes. What is going in this one?
Either. Let's put snowdrops in because they're a bit more, because they're out, so a bit more impactful.
Yeah. And I would just put two sort of, would I separate the bulbs or just put them in?
I would probably actually just put them in. So basically you'd be like making like, you literally take them
And
out
then
of the pot
pop the-
and then fill the soil
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't. Oh wow. Nice.
So not all of them together, just leave them in the
one.
bulb. So when you get the bulb like this, what you want to do
Yeah.
is go almost like that.
Oh, nice.
Fit in like the palm of your hand, almost like spaghetti, and then it sits. It's just quite, yeah. This is fascinating.
The way his brain works with things is just so interesting.
Yeah, like how men pot up. Yeah.
Squidward. Thank you, my love.
I love that you always do this in white.
Always. Gardening in white is actually what gardening is about for me. I've got to feel lovely when I'm gardening.
It's the white way to do it.
So you grab some moss and you put it all like, so imagine it's all over, okay? And And then what you do,
Sort of prop it up.
yeah, so you, Ali, you put 2 fingers either side of the bulb,
Yeah.
hold the moss in place, you lift the bulb up, and then you sit it back on top.
Okay.
So then it basically,
So a closer look at that.
Creates
creates like a bit of, so then it's sat, the roots are touching the compost,
but the
but
bulb is like
bulb
elevated.
elevated. And it just elevates the look, you know?
It looks like they're coming out of
So
the ground.
either side,
Yeah.
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 It's just so pretty.
Right. So.
Oh, the snowdrops are gorge.
Yeah.
They all look lovely. Okay,
Wonderful.
so now we go in with the twigs.
Twiggy twiggies.
So there's
Twigs
some,
or
twigs, then dry thyme.
so these twigs.
Yeah. So cut them down,
Where are these going? In both.
just in amongst, yeah.
Okay.
And then you kind of want them like crisscrossing, crisscross.
So we're just trying to give a little bit of body here, just some support as the hellebores come up.
They're not edibles.
The
Sorry.
Scari comes up.
Mascari.
To create
Scary.
mascara definitely needs some sort of propping, so we just stick that in there. That'll work as a scaffolding for the new growth that we're going to see as we.
This is the
come
kind of
to
gardener's
spring.
world I want to see for him.
And if you're just really gentle, you will feel the bugs being crushed as you stick in the twig.
So the dry thyme you put in smaller,
Yes.
so it's shorter. So that's more, you know, sitting more amongst the base of it all.
That's the thing though with someone like him, is that he's the type of person that people would want to see on like a gardening programme, because he's just so lovely with it. These little pots here are what Ali and I have just been working on. Some little mascari, and I did these snowdrops. I don't think you'll be able to buy these snowdrops now, but they will have been linked on my story, so it is a reason for you to head over to my Instagram and follow me on there, because sometimes you will get told things on there first.
Lining them up. Just how the table looks so lovely.
Yeah, I know, it's literally so pretty. That feel alright to you?
That's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that.
Right, what's this one?
That one is a mix or just mascara. What do you think? Maybe just mascara in that one. I was thinking that one for the dressing room table.
Lovely job.
Thank you very much.
It's got a very big hole.
Do you want to just grab that? Some before. So you need a thingy, don't you?
Yeah. I do have dishes down there.
Yeah, they're full.
That one underneath that one there in front of you. Match made in heaven.
Hey, watch it. They're lovely, aren't they?
Well, your pubes are like this.
Yeah.
It's been very sexual innuendo day.
Innuendo
It's because we've got
today.
boys around.
I'm not going to put twigs in this one.
Oh,
No, it's just in mine, just because I feel like then it adds,
okay, to the
what I mean?
yeah, to the differences.
yeah, because then that contrasts a bit with the primroses as well. Oh, just forward.
That literally looks like happiness,
Yeah,
doesn't
that
it?
is.
Ali Titchmarsh. It's my time to shine.
He did much. Oh dear.
It's kind of like you can't really mess it up.
But it's supposed to not look perfect. It looks like perfectly imperfect, which is kind of, I think, why I love this so much, because that's what I like about interiors, that things that just sort of happen and are beautiful, even though obviously you put in lots of effort here, but... Gemma is just getting an over-the-table shot of everything that we've done. It's looking so good. Oh my goodness. So it's the Mascari and the Narcissi that's going to be for sale on the website
Yeah.
as kits. amazing. I will link them down below. Then this is part of the tablescape, and I'm just about to load everything into my little wheelbarrow. That is the cutest shot. Oh no, it's not fit.
Yeah, we'll make it fit.
That is very cute. Look at this handsome man. Tea and toast for the ladies.
Unbelievable service going on here today. Homemade sourdough, honey from the bees.
Thank you.
So pardon all of the mess, but this is how Barkley gets when he's on his own. I've never known anything like it. He shakes. You can't go with him, my love. You can't go with him. I know. He'll be back soon. Oh, Poppy. I know. I know. It's okay. It's okay. In your bed. I know. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know. Barky. So this is the tablecloth that we have gone for. This is an old H&M one. I've got two, one that's in more of like a taupey colour and one that is this like lighter sage green. We're going to add some moss, add some bud vases, just still keep that twiggy element that is still very much present outside. And this colour, the yellows, the blues, there's going to be whites, the primrose. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Oh my goodness me. I think this is my most favourite spring table that we have ever done. I've used the candles that were sent from Velvet Victoria, and Gemma has described them so perfectly. These are like the perfect Bertioli shade of green, and I love this table so, so much. It's a spring extravaganza. We've got little quail's eggs in here as well, just to add that little touch, but it's looking amazing. So we've gone for some white mascari on the ottoman. And over here, Gemma has allowed me to create a little bit of a like potting table for my sweet peas. But also we've popped on the snowdrops here, which I think is so lovely because this particular window looks out right onto the snowdrops, which is so nice. So Gemma's allowed me to have my little table like this. And then she is working away in the corner with the magnolia, and I love it. It is absolutely gorgeous.
I love how it creates those shadows.
Yeah. Really lovely. My love, come here. You're being very good. You are being so good. Yeah, you get in your bed. Oh, you smell your brother. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. I know. I know you're a bit worried about what's going on, aren't you? It's okay. You'll be back soon and you'll forget this even happened. I'll give you pigtails. I'll give you pigtails. Oh. Barky, your brother is home. He's home. You haven't even realised yet. We're gonna fit. Don't worry, you're all right. We're gonna film the reunion. Barky. Oh, it went straight past him. Barkley! Oh, he's looking for you. Barkley! For goodness sake. Barkley was beside himself, so we thought that there was going to be some big reunion, and they both ran past themselves. You ran for your mummy. Well, this is not the scene that I thought I was going to show you. The weather turned so quickly that it just went dark and didn't feel like spring at all. I actually can't believe that one of these is already starting to open, and we only potted it up a few hours ago. So I'm going to wait and I'm going to show you everything in better daylight. The sad thing is that the hops that arrived were not right at all, so I'm going to have to send those back and hope that they can send another one. But so that I can get the box out of the hallway, I would quickly unbox my second Valentine's Day gift from Ali. He obviously got pants, I lucked out. It's because I always have a list of things that I would like as gifts, because people always say how hard it is to buy for me, and he doesn't do that. So I'm gonna get the box open. But basically, I need to tell you a little bit.
I'm definitely getting walking boots.
Oh yes, Ali wants walking boots. After our wonderful trip through the Cotswolds, he wants walking boots. So that is true. So I don't know what part of the present this is, because there's multiple parts. I think it's like almost like a 5-piece set. But basically what I want to do, especially now that I am making sourdough, one of the things I want to do this summer is have a little bistro table that I can set up somewhere in the garden, or even just leave there. And when I have people over, have like an afternoon tea set up, even like for me and Carrie. Carrie and I love afternoon tea. And imagine us making our own afternoon tea and sitting in the garden and enjoying it that way. I think we probably enjoy that like a million times more than going to fancy places in London. So what I asked for was a 2-person afternoon tea set for the garden, and this is the sets that they have. I think it's the same set that they have at Time in the Cotswolds. And so I searched high and low, and I thought, you know what, nothing is going to feel more at home for us than that. And it's green and it will look lovely, and I just thought I'd really enjoy laying it out. So this is my first ever afternoon tea set. But I definitely think this is not the full set because it's way too light. I don't think well, maybe it is, who knows? There's some bits and pieces in here. What have we got? So this is from Burley Pottery, and I really wanted it because I looked at sort of like a Dior afternoon tea set, and I looked at an Hermes one, but I really wanted this to be a British afternoon tea set. You know me well enough by now, and because afternoon tea is so... Oh, it's my teapot. So I went for a 4-person teapot. I didn't go for a big one because I just thought, to be truthful, we're only going to have a little bit of tea, okay? We're going to have mostly champagne, so that was my thought process. But we went for the Asiatic pheasant. So it's this lovely little green motif, but as you can see there are little pheasants in there, and I thought with it being our garden that makes perfect sense. And I think this is a nice little size, although that doesn't look like that would do 4 cups of tea, does it? It must be very small cups of tea. Anyway, next up we have cups and saucers. So this is like a full set. So you have your little sandwich plate for sandwiches and cakes, and then your tea set sits on top, and then you've got your little... Maybe this is the full set. They said that there was like an 8-week wait for this, so I'm shocked if it is, but it may well be. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much. I just thought, how lovely would it be to make the bread for your own sandwiches, whether they're sourdough, or Carrie can obviously make our gluten-free bread herself, and we can come together and make our own afternoon tea, make a cake, make scones. That's my next thing that I need to master. I think I'm not doing too badly with the old sourdough, but yeah, even making our own butter, and then getting like wine. There's a few vineyards close by that we found recently. A little sugar bowl. How cute is that? I think it is the whole set. Because I got a little sugar bowl, a little milk jug as well. I didn't want anything too big because I expect that the table will be fairly small. And we can just set it up wherever the sun is shining in the garden and have a wonderful homemade afternoon tea. No, you can't have
having everything set up for a tea party.
No, Carrie and I have obviously had the best afternoon teas when we have it in the no, she wants the little corn chips. When we have afternoon tea in the boat at Ballyfin. But when we've gone to like fancy places in London, we're always like, oh, it's not that great, because we're around other people and that kind of thing. The environment as well. Yeah, so I thought if we were to make our own afternoon tea and have it and drink and enjoy it ourselves in our own gardens, how lovely would that be?
You certainly wouldn't be disappointed with the
produce. You'd be so over the moon.
You can't be upset with yourself.
Exactly. This is the little 2-tier cake stand.
Lovely.
How cute is that?
Yeah. It would have been nice if the Mini Jack's underneath.
That comes off. That's a sticker.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Goodness me. The oven is on and we are waiting for our guests to arrive. Basically, we've got, we're having Caribbean night and we're having Ken, his partner Joe, and Ken's son Graham over, and basically we've got an absolute feast. I am so looking forward to this. We've talked about doing this for such a long time, and so I'm really looking forward to it being like the first time we do this, but they're also all staying over. Puppy dogs are very happy now. And yeah, I've just had such a lovely week, and I was thinking about this with Gemma, and we were having a chat about it, and it's just, for me, it is so nice to come on my YouTube channel and learn with you. Does that make sense? Like, I think sometimes it can be a bit daunting learning something new. I think so many people are taught so many things at an early age, and I was taught so many things, but there's also a lot of things that I was not taught. And so being able to have like Charlie here earlier on in the week teaching me how to make sourdough. I've had my sourdough, it is delicious. So now my next hurdle is to get my sourdough starter to the place where it needs to be, and then also like undertake an entire sourdough loaf without her there, so just on the notes basically. And I love showing you guys that it's okay not to know something, but to also need to learn it. I think there's sometimes quite a huge amount of pressure to come on and be like, I know everything and I'm going to teach you everything, when in actual fact sometimes there's going to be things that you don't know, and just showing you the process of me learning. And whilst I grew up with a family that were many things, many good things, and good at so many things, I wasn't taught things like sourdough. I wasn't taught things like flour arranging or anything like that. And so to be able to bring in other people, other businesses, share them with you and learn with you is so much fun. And it's fun because I don't know everything. And so I hope that also, it's okay for you guys to not know everything, because I don't know everything. Sometimes when I'm looking to learn something and I go in search of that knowledge online, it can feel like I'm the only person that doesn't know these things. So to be able to just do it with you is so much fun. I have poured myself my first glass of wine of the evening, and I'm gonna kick back, relax, and enjoy a very, very lovely weekend. We've got lots of friends over this weekend, which should be lovely. I am also going to be up quite early tomorrow though, because I'm going to be at the stables for about 7:30. So I might regret that later. Ken, we've got the whole family here. Well, not all the whole family, but some of the family here. And no one wants to talk me through the food that we're having. I just want to know what we're eating. What? So we got, these are festivals.
My experience. Festivals.
So this is festivals, sugar and flour.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Are they like rotis?
No, like dumplings.
Like dumplings. But
I don't look at them. You know what they?
No.
Tell you what they are. They're like
in like Chinese, Japanese.
like in a stew where you have like
Yeah.
potato dumplings.
Yeah.
So
Potato
they're
dumplings.
like dumplings,
But not
They're
potato.
fried, but they're
And
fried.
not
Yeah, but that's the Jamaicans call it festivals.
festivals. Okay. So what's this then?
That is
Prawns.
prawns. Yeah.
Deep fried? No. What's this stuff? Battered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Battered.
Yeah,
More prawns
yeah.
and rice and peas.
They're not more prawns, that's whitefish.
That's whitefish.
Oh, that's that. We're saying that. Yeah.
Whitefish.
That's fish.
Yeah. You all go so shy when I get my camera
And then
out.
you got curry goat
Curry goat.
and you got
Mutton.
lamb chops.
Minted lamb.
Yeah.
So not mutton.
That's the mutton there.
That's the mutton. Okay. Minted lamb.
Minted lamb.
Anything else? Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
No, what's that?
That's mutton, lamb,
We should get butter.
festivals, prawns.
So that's honey jerk
fish.
lamb chops.
Honey jerk lamb chops.
That's
And this
curry
is
goat.
Curry goat.
the fish bites.
So that's not mutton.
That's not what we can get butter.
Curry goat. Curry goat mutton.
Yeah, but like
I'm starting to question whether you guys know what we're having. So this is the mac and cheese.
yeah, triple cheese.
What's this one?
The closest to goat and
And what's this? We've got this one out.
rice and peas.
Okay. So that's what we're having. Fantastic. I'm going to give every dish a rating out of 10. But the one that I'm most excited about is this one.
My favourite.
No,
Yeah?
You'll love those.
Joe says that this is really good
You have to have that with
in the morning after with marmalade.
Don't know about that, but don't know about that. You'll love that.
Okay. Ken, please bless the table for us.
Lord, thank you very much for the food we got from the young lady. Keys. Yeah. Lydia.
Landy, yeah?
Landy, shout out. Yeah. Pick up Landy for the food, banging every time. 2 years Christmas, I'll be eating your food.
What's her name? Landia? Landy.
Yeah. Thank you, Ali, for letting me come round on my tribe.
Oh.
Yeah, love everybody on this table, 110%. Yeah, you better know that.
And I've only just started drinking.
I'll start crying in a minute, Ken.
This is nice, little birthday bash.
Yeah.
Love you all very much, son, friend, Mrs. Eat your food.
Yeah. Cheers! 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 You with the water. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, cheers. We are out on a hike and look at these lovely fields. Oh, there's a car coming. Car coming. You have to be careful, Atlas. You have to be careful. Good boy. Good boy. Good morning. I have not spoken to you this morning. I'm with Claudia. Morning. And we are out on our hike. Going across lots of different terrains. I was here at 7:30, well, a little bit after 7:30, because I was up for Caribbean night with Ken and Joe and Graham. It was so much fun. But now I'm doing what I love at the weekend with my big boy. And he's been very, very good. He was very excited this morning, but he's been very, very good. And Romeo has been very good. Goodness me, very good boys all round. Can you believe it, Claudia? That I'm on my horse and you're on your horse.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? And we're hacking.
4 years ago.
I know.
When this all started.
And it actually feels like spring today.
Yeah, it does.
I know. You get you dressed? Who that? Who that? Who making all that racket? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Sorry, my love. Sorry. Let's get this up. Very smart. Very, very smart. You're the smartest, aren't you? Look how smart you are. Yes. Look how smart you are. You move around, please. Come on. Thank you. Gosh, your rug is so much easier. Don't. This is the reality of these bloomin' birds. Every time I try to go past him, he runs into the road. We are now back home and it is time for the spring decor tour, which is absolutely incredible. I can't believe how quickly the narcissi have bloomed, but I genuinely believe that this is my most favourite spring install that I have ever done with Gemma. I really feel like we've thought, and so has Gemma, she's put in so much effort into this, like the details that I like. We've actually reused some of the foraged materials that we did in in midwinter, just to keep that reflectiveness of the outside in. And on the table we have potted muscari, and these are beautiful little blue ones, just to add a touch of blue in here. These will be white ones, so these are a lot younger. Then we've got the narcissi, the primrose, and these gorgeous little quail's eggs and moss dropped into the table. And over here we've got another pot. These are actually some flowers that Ken's partner Joe got for me from a wonderful local lady called Emmy Floral Design. Just a little posy, I think that's a little is that a crocus in there? I don't know what that is. But these gorgeous little daisies, tulips, it's just so pretty. Then Gemma left the quail's eggs, so I thought I'd make a little Easter moment out of them. And I've stacked them up in a little bowl. Another potted muscari, these are white, these are gonna come out. We've also got potted bulbs, muscari and narcissi on the terrace as well. I've actually got a planter to pot up myself that you can kind of see just there. Actually, it's probably better if I show you that. There. So I'm going to do that with some willowy muscari as well. I will link all of the planters that are available. I think when you're watching this video, this snowdrop one will no longer be available, but I'm going to post it on my Instagram story, so if you got it, let me know in the comments. But this is muscari and snowdrops because we've had a few days of really warm weather outside, and so the snowdrops have erupted. And actually Gemma complimented me on my little display, so I turned the Diana table into a little bit of a potting extravaganza, and I really like this. So these are some of the pots that I bought from Amazon, and these have got my sweet peas in them at the moment. Also, I saw something the other day that said sometimes plants just die and there's no real explanation for it, and it's not been treated any differently to any of the other plants. This pot here is an accurate depiction of that. There are 4 or 5 little seedlings in here, actually more coming through, and just this one decided to die. And I'm definitely not putting as much pressure. I really like it that the gardening community is like coming together now and just talking about the things that maybe don't go so well and things that are more expected, because as someone who loves gardening but is like learning a little bit at a time, I like to know that when something dies, it's not my fault all the time. Sometimes it will be, but not all the time. And so seeing some of these thrive and then one of them just die for no reason is bizarre. But this again is the snowdrop planter here, and I think it makes such a wonderful centerpiece to this table and keeps this area just looking so like, this looks so optimistic. I love this so much. And it feels like a real like gardener's potting table. I love it. Then we've got the magnolia here, which is about to open up. This is about to bloom, and I think this is going to be so pretty. I'm going to keep an eye on the water in there. But you might be able to buy magnolia from Gemma's shop. I'm not 100% sure just yet. If you can, I'll link it down below. If not, there are places that you can get them. It's just going to be so beautiful, but you can also leave them without water and the buds will just stay. But this is looking like it's going to bloom quite beautifully, which makes me excited. Another little pot here. We have some pots in Ali's room as well, a little muscari pot. And then we've got some snowdrops on here because Ali obviously has the wonderful view. You can see the snowdrops in the woodland just looking fantastic. Blowing in the wind because it is very, very blustery today. We have a little baby barky here, and then we also have a little snowdrop planter here. I think this is my favorite thing that we've done. So this is a little mix up, a little mishmash of ideas, which has created such a beautiful display. If you find yourself like an antique zinc planter, we've just added 2 little ivy plants in there, lots of bulbs, different bulbs, muscari, narcissi, and then we've also added in some of the magnolia twigs as the supports, just because the ratios felt good. So there's also a little bit of birch in there too, and we've got another little planter down here, but this just felt really spring-like. Honestly, I love this so, so much. The only thing we couldn't do is the hops over the stove, because for some reason they'd like squished a massive like runner of hops, and they just looked awful, so I'm gonna have to send them back and see if we can get another one. I ordered them online, and then I've brought in a few ivy plants that I have been nurturing in the greenhouse, which I'm gonna dot about places as well. These have all just been living in there, nursing back to health as well, because sometimes when you have them inside, they just all of a sudden decide they don't like things. I've also got some little bulbs upstairs in my dressing room, so I'm going to add this one to it, because now that I've added more ivy throughout the home, it looks lovely. But just look at this. Oh God, what a gorgeous arrangement, and I just love it. It is such a wonderful way to signify the beginning of the season, and I honestly just can't wait for like the house to all be finished so I can pop pots everywhere and just really enjoy the process. I had the loveliest hack this morning as well. Oh, that's only my second hack with Atlas. The weather has just been, it's not been great for hacking. So we got out and we actually were really lucky in that we were given a day that was really beautiful. There wasn't any winds. It is now windy, sadly. So it was just, it's one of those days where we're having a few seasons in the day. Now we've also had Ali's old boss coming over to visit us, and I cannot believe what he gifted us. So basically, if you don't know, Ali's old boss was the most incredible person to Ali. To give you a bit of a backstory, he was like fully one of the people that we thanked as part of our wedding speeches, because what he did for Ali was he just didn't have to do. So Ali had worked with him for 16 years as an electrician, and I know that some people think that Ali and I are embarrassed or ashamed by the fact that Ali was an electrician. I honestly don't know why anyone would be ashamed of that in the first place. It is something that we're both really proud of, and also such a flex. I've talked about this before on my channel, but having a husband that can do things is really handy. And I remember when I was with friends and Ali would go around and help their husbands do things around the home, and it was so nice to be able to do that for our friends. And so I talk about this all the time, but I feel like it's so weird if I go on TikTok and talk about the fact that we're not ashamed of this at all in the slightest. None of us are ashamed of the things that we were when we were younger, and it's just very weird that that's the sort of mentality. I think it's a societal thing, I don't know. But anyway, Ali was an electrician for 16 years, and he'd worked, just him and his boss, all that time. And a lot of Ali's characteristics come from his boss. Anyway, he allowed Ali to work as a content creator alongside being an electrician. He didn't have to do that, but he allowed him to. So Ali could request time off, and he allowed him to, and he kind of just let Ali wean himself out of the business. And what this did was it opened up an opportunity for his boss to live his dream. And whilst he had had the high-flying career of having his own business and he'd done really well for himself, he decided to sell everything, him and his wife and his family, sell everything and move to Wales and live self-sufficiently on a farm there. And if there is one person that I wish was doing Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, it is him, because the antics that he gets up to, he's like learning to rear cattle, he's learning to breed chickens, he's learning to farm the fields, like all from a background that he had never had before. We almost forget when we're in this like social media world that people do this all the time. So this gentleman is not from that life. He is not from a farming background. That is not his world. That is not anything to do with who he was before now. And he's decided that he wants to live a different life and live life differently to anything that he's ever experienced. And so he's just gone and done it. Obviously, he's not posting about it online, so none of you know about it. So you can't tell him that he's cosplaying as a farmer. You can't tell him that he's all the gear and no idea. You can't tell him this, that, and the other. You can't judge him for getting it wrong. And I always find the fact that we've got so many of these people around us doing these things, it's what reminds us when we're pivoting, changing, rebranding, changing our lives because we want to change our lives, is that people do this all the time. You just don't know about it. And I think if more people got comfortable with saying online, I'm changing and I like different things and I want to do different things and I'm passionate about different things, whether I came from Watford or whether I came from Timbuktu, it's okay to change and want to craft the life that you want for yourself, even if it's different from anything else that is in your day-to-day life. And I hope that's a little bit of something that can inspire you, because he was so inspiring for me yesterday when I was listening to him talk, listening to him say what he didn't know, listening to him say about the things that he got wrong, and then seeing him turn up at our house with the produce from his farm. We in our freezer now, we have the ultimate haul of, like, you can't even buy it in a farm shop because it's literally from his farm. We've got sausages, we've got, like, I think a pork shoulder, we've got an entire cockerel for Ali to cook. They brought us homemade bread, and he's not posting about this. This is just like their way of life now, and it's so wonderful. He even gave us their own, I think, like pork fat, I think it is, that they cook in. So they don't cook in any seed oils, and that was really useful for me to pick his brain about, but he doesn't cook in any seed oils. The only thing they'll ever use is really good quality olive oil. If they're cooking potatoes, if they're frying something, if they're doing whatever, they're doing it in either butter or fat, like this, basically. So that was really useful. We gave them some of our honey as well. We were talking about bread baking, and I tried my sourdough as well. My sourdough is so good. So at the moment, sorry, I've got so much to tell you because I really feel like I'm learning so much at the moment, and it's just wonderful. I've done my 3rd day of feeding my sourdough, so I've got 1 day left to give this a feed, and then I think I can put to the test what I've learned with Charlie. So the fact that I have baked this one on my own, so obviously it's not completely on my own, she was there with me, so my next step is to learn to do it without her guidance. And honestly, I've told you before, I've done a few bread making courses, and some of them I've paid hundreds of pounds to do. I would say that the most faff-free approach has been Charlie's, and I would highly recommend her like online class. That's not because she came and did it with me or anything like that, just going through the notes and having everything here and all of the different options in this folder is so helpful. So yeah, I will link it down below. But yes, it's just been such a wholesome few days, and I really mean it when I say that, like, never be afraid to ever say that you don't know something. I think this is really something that I'm like leaning into so much more at the moment, and leaning into is like my word of the moment, but just not knowing things. Like, it's okay to not know things. And I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they used a word that I didn't know, and I was with someone else, and they said, and I said, oh, what does that mean? And they said, oh, I'm so glad you said that, because I was just going to pretend I knew what they meant. And I thought, do you know what, that's something I really want to do more of, is be okay with not knowing things, and inviting people that do know those things into my world to help enrich my life. Because this week has been so enriching for me on a personal level, and has inspired me so much more in like my learning escapades. The fact that I am now baking sourdough is a dream come true, and I hope it's going to inspire so many of you that maybe have thought that this is like a scary thing, or something that's maybe a bit too technical, because I promise you, where there is a will, there is a way. Now today, I think I'm going to bake a cake, because we've got our friend Timothy coming over with his girlfriend Alice, and we haven't seen them for such a long time. If you don't know, Timothy is like an online creator as well, but he's just taken a year off because he had a lot of, I think he had a lot of health issues. So we've not seen him, he lives quite far away. And so they're coming up to spend the day with us. It's gonna be wonderful to have them here. And I just feel like I've had such a wonderful weekend. We had Ken and his family over on the Friday. We've had Ali's old boss and his wife over. And now we've got our other friends, and it's just been the most fulfilling week. And then I got to hack with Claudia on the most wonderful hack. Oh, my cup. Like, I feel like a new woman today. It's so weird. I feel in such a good mood. We have 4 wonderful eggs today, which makes me very, very happy. The girls are fully embracing laying season. So I went into my greenhouse yesterday, and we'd had a travesty on the smaller scale, like we had last year, where some of my little seedlings had been eaten. Luckily it was only 3 of them, and so Ali is helping me get to the bottom of what's going on. So we put in some humane mouse traps yesterday, on the pretense that we check every single day so that we can let them out. And I think we have caught the little culprit in here, so we're going to let him out somewhere a little bit further away than my greenhouse, and he can go away and live his lovely happy life, because we're not interested in killing animals for our vegetables, but we also don't want them killing our vegetables. So you're going outside, mister. There we go. Off you go, chap. Off you go. Off you went. Okay, I'm having a little bit of a play around to see what I can do to hide the hooks for the hops up here with pots. I always thought that this ledge would be too small and too narrow for pots like this, but I actually think I might be able to put a little bit of a display together with pots that I've got knocking around in the house. So bear with me whilst this comes together. Hello. I am loving this. I feel like it could definitely do with another small pot. I think perhaps a small pot of, well, another 2 small pots, I would say, of either ivy or bulbs. I'm going to order another little trio of pots from Gemma to add to this, because this is bringing me so much joy. Oh my gosh. Who knew that the garland was going to change? But I think the garland is changing, which is good, because, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I have to film the roast dinner, otherwise it didn't happen. I've been...
Let me my phone, it's not
No, it's fine. But I always say, oh, we've got friends coming over, and I never film what we've been doing. So Ali's been working in the kitchen. We've got a lovely bottle of chocolate block from our friends, ready for dinner, and it is all served on the first Easter table of the year. It looks fantastic. I have to say, straight away when Alice walked in, I saw her handbag. So this is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, but I've never seen it, pardon the pun, in this size. It is the cutest little size ever. She said that apparently it was released recently and was out of stock instantly. I love this. Such a classic and such a me size. Honestly, look at this. I think even with my outfit right now, look at that. Like, the other size was a bit too big. I'm cleaning the kitchen, by the way. The other size they had was a bit big, but look at that. Oh, it's such a gorgeous size, and you can bring in the sides of the bag as well. I think it's gorgeous. I'm gonna steal it and hide it. I did make a cake as well, and it came out really, really well. In fact, you know what I've realised? I've realised that blackberries are essential for my lemon drizzle cake. It's just non-negotiable. That's going forward. Blackberries are my thing. I love blackberries, but we've got an apple and blackberry crumble in the oven as well, just in case there wasn't enough. But I'm tidying up in the kitchen and finishing off, sorting everything away. We've got lots of, this is just so good. Oh,